He owed every person in our friend group money. Different amounts, different stories, different emotional appeals. But every single one of us had been asked in private never to mention it to the others. We were all keeping a secret. That's how he kept it running for 2 years. Marcus had been part of the group since college. Funny, charismatic, always seemed to be going through something, but always bouncing back. His financial drama was constant, but not alarming in isolation. He'd had a rough patch, a bad job situation, a family emergency. Each individual story was sympathetic. None of us compared notes because he'd specifically asked us not to. The total emerged at a dinner where Marcus wasn't present. Someone mentioned offhandedly that Marcus still owed them $300 from 6 months ago. Another person went quiet and then started talking. By the time everyone had spoken, the outstanding total was just under $11,000 spread across 7 people. The smallest amount was $80. The largest was $2,200. We then compared the stories he'd told each of us. They were personalized. He'd told the person with a sick parent that his own parent needed emergency medical help, a story designed to emotionally resonate. He'd told the person who'd recently gotten a raise that he needed help with a deposit, calibrated to their current financial comfort. He'd told the one going through a divorce that he was also in a difficult family transition. He'd been paying attention to our lives and using what he knew. He'd also asked each of us not to tell the others for reasons that made sense to each individual. He told one person he was embarrassed and didn't want the group to know. He told another he'd already asked someone else and didn't want to seem like he was going around asking everyone. The stories were airtight when isolated. Only when assembled did the pattern become clear. We invited Marcus to a group dinner. Didn't tell him what it was about. He showed up cheerful, ordering appetizers, already making plans for what to do after. We waited until the food arrived. Then someone put a piece of paper in the center of the table with all 7 names and all 7 amounts. Marcus looked at it, looked at us, and said, "This feels like an ambush." He tried 3 different approaches. First, denial. He disputed some of the amounts. Then, victimhood. He said he was going through something and couldn't believe we were doing this to him. Then, deflection. He said money shouldn't matter between real friends and that this conversation said more about us than him. None of it worked because we'd spent 2 hours before dinner deciding we wouldn't let any of it work. He left without paying for his appetizers. Marcus paid back 2 people partially. The ones he seemed to calculate might pursue it further. The rest he never repaid. Several people pursued small claims for the larger amounts with mixed results. He's still in the city, still apparently running similar dynamics with new social circles. Someone who knows him now messaged one of our group asking for a character reference. They sent back an itemized list. The money was the least of it. What stung was the research. The fact that he'd listened carefully to each of our lives and filed it away, not as friendship, but as inventory. Every time you'd shared something personal with Marcus, he'd been cataloging it. That betrayal cost nothing to execute and left something in each of us that $11,000 wouldn't fully cover. Would you have taken it to small claims court or written it off as a lesson? Tell me.